Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled "The World Where Mike Mussina Never Becomes a Yankee." You know how every baseball fan has that one what if moment that keeps them up that night? For Baltimore fans, it's Mike Mussina walking away after the 2000 season to join the division rival. It's the moment the guy they cheered for, the guy who'd been the face of their rotation, suddenly showed up in a Yankee cap looking like he'd been photoshopped by an enemy. But what if that never happened? What if Baltimore pulled out the checkbook in the 2000 offseason, looked Moose in the eyes and said, "You're our ace forever, and no, we're not letting Steinbrenner poach you." This is the story of the alternate 2001 to 2010 MLB timeline where Mussina never becomes a Yankee. The Orioles don't bottom out for a decade. The Yankees make some very questionable panic moves, and oh yeah, the Cubs win the World Series in 2003. Chapter 1: The Contract That Changes Everything. It's the 2000 offseason. In real life, the Orioles lowball Mussina, the Yankees swoop in, and Baltimore spirals into an extended playoff drought. But in this universe, Peter Angelos finally decides that instead of saving money for the apocalypse, he'll spend it on talent. Baltimore offers 6 years, $90 million with a no-trade clause, and even a post-retirement coaching role. Mussina signs before free agency even begins. The move does three things immediately: keeps the Orioles relevant in the AL East arms race, forces the Yankees to scramble for an ace, gives Baltimore a "we're not tanking" message for the fan base. 2001, the Yankees missed their ALCS. In 2001, with Mussina fronting the staff, they avoid their 98-loss season. Mussina's 3.18 ERA and 230 innings stabilize everything. Instead of imploding, they have a 500 season. Yankees, no Mussina means no near-perfect ALDS Game 3 against Oakland. They panic sign Kevin Napier in December 2000. He's okay, but fine doesn't win in October. With the postseason fallout, without Mussina's clutch ALDS and ALCS outings, the Yankees lose to Seattle in the ALCS. The World Series is Mariners versus Diamondbacks. Randy Johnson, this timeline is still super dominant, and the Diamondbacks still win the World Series. 2002, the first domino falls. In Baltimore, Mussina wins 19 games. Baltimore is competitive enough they signed Jim Thome away from Cleveland. Cal Ripken's farewell season happens with the Orioles in wildcard contention until September, leading to a perfect send-off tour. Meanwhile, the Yankees, without Mussina and El Duque hurt, Steinbrenner trades Alfonso Soriano to Oakland for Tim Hudson in July. Hudson's great, but the Yankees still lose to Anaheim in the ALDS. Chapter 4, 2003, the Cubs break the curse. This is the first huge divergence from real life. In Baltimore, Mussina's still good, Thome's raking, Melvin Moore breaks out. They won 87 games, falling just short of the wild card, though they do trade for Javier Vasquez in 2003 here. For the Yankees, with Tim Hudson as their ace, they still get past Minnesota in the ALDS, won the ALCS against Boston. No Mussina means no bullpen save and relief appearance in Game 7. Boston wins, faces the Cubs in the World Series. In 2003, Cubs beat Boston in 6, and the Cubs' curse ends in 2003. Meanwhile, Boston's curse continues. Chapter 5, 2004, the rivalry flips. For Baltimore, they add Carlos Beltran, and we got a rotation of Mike Mussina, Vasquez, Bedard, and Rodrigo Lopez with roughly a 4.05 ERA. Baltimore goes 92 and 70, gets the wild card, but loses the ALDS to the Yankees. For the Yankees, as mentioned, they beat Baltimore in the ALDS. They still lose to Boston in the ALCS, with the Yankees instead blowing a 3-1 lead. And just like our timeline, Boston finally breaks the curse and wins the title in 2004. 2005, the breakthrough season. Age 36, Mike Mussina is still 200-inning machine. Beltran, Thome, Mora, and Nick Markakis are the offensive backbone of a 94-win club. They beat Boston in the ALDS, but lose to the White Sox in the ALCS. The Yankees, without their October Moose Magic, just like in this timeline, they fall short in the playoffs with the White Sox moving on. And George Steinbrenner starts panicking and sets up a 2005 to 2006 spending spree. Chapter 7, 2006 to 2010, the Mussina Legacy era. In 2006, Baltimore wins 96 games, but lose the ALCS to the Tigers. The Yankees panic sign Barry Zito for 7 years, which goes as poorly in this universe as it does in ours. 2007, Eric Bedard posts Cy Young numbers. Baltimore wins 98 games, but falls short to Boston in the ALCS. And the 2008, Eric Bedard still gets traded to Seattle. Just like in this universe, Adam Jones, George Sherrill come back. And in this universe, Brandon Morrow gets thrown in. Mussina retires after a 16-win farewell season. And Baltimore falls short in the ALCS to Tampa Bay. 2009, first year of Mussina post-retirement. They sign John Lackey, win 94 games, lose the ALDS to the Angels. The Yankees still win the World Series in 2009 in this universe. One divergence, though, however, is that they do land Matt Cain in a blockbuster trade. The last year in this universe, Baltimore takes a step back, winning 86 games. Carlos Beltran gets hurt. The Yankees add Cliff Lee, but still lose the ALCS to the Rangers. In 2010, the same matchup, Giants-Rangers in the World Series. However, with Matt Cain already being traded to the Yankees in this universe, it shifts things enough where the Rangers beat the Giants in the World Series. Chapter 8, the big picture. While Baltimore did not win a championship in this universe, there are still plenty of changes. First of all, it kept Baltimore relevant and playoff regulars for a decade. It did alter the Yankees' spending and trade history. It ended the Cubs curse 13 years early. And also, it took away the Giants' 2010 title. And Mussina, he's remembered as the Baltimore Oriole who stayed loyal and dragged Baltimore back into October year after year. Chapter 9, Why This Matters. Baseball history isn't just about what happened. It's about the delicate chain reactions of what could have been. One decision, one contract, one ace staying home, and suddenly you've rewritten a decade of October memories. And that's why I'm adamant about this. Letting Mike Mussina walk in 2000 wasn't just a bad baseball decision. It was a move that took away from Baltimore and the baseball world one of the more compelling playoff runs of the 2000s. And as we close out, so Orioles fans, Yankees fans, Cubs fans, Red Sox fans, what's your take? Would you rather live in this alternate timeline or the real one? Because if I'm being honest, this one sounds like a lot more fun. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your wildest what if in the comments. We might just turn it into the next video. Thank you for watching.